North Carolina is just really, really good. I think that's my thought. And I don't think that's changing anytime soon. They just won 3 straight away games. Shout out to the schedule makers in the ACC who were like, you know what? Let's give the Tar Heels 3 consecutive road games against top 70 opponents to kick off conference play. And Carolina and Hubie Davis, I'm calling him Hubie now, not Hubert. He's Hubie.
QB.
When they feel good, he's Hubie. When they feel bad, he's Bert. And right now, it's all Hubie in Carolina. 3 straight wins. They beat NC State, a rivalry game, a decisive rivalry win, 13-point victory. Not only did they win these 3 games, Card, against Pitt, against Clemson, against NC State, they won them all by double digits, man. This team is a wagon. How are you feeling about the Tar Heels right now?
I'm feeling really good about the Tar Heels right now, and this is a super impressive one. This would be a super impressive streak if we were looking at it last year, but in like the what do you want to call it, the microcosm or the bubble of this season, it means even more because we are watching on a night-to-night basis teams, really good basketball teams, not being able to go on the road and beat opponents. And this North Carolina team said, "Yeah, that's really cute. I got 3 of them for you in a row." Against good basketball teams, I might say. Like that Clemson win was good. NC State, they fell off at the end of this game, but NC State was in this basketball game and had chances to win it. But I think that North Carolina started their dominance. Defensively, they've been very impressive. And they've been very impressive. Like you look to last year's UNC team, they were giving up a lot of points. Part of this win streak that's happening for them is I think they've been really, really locked in defensively. And I can't fathom that RJ Davis was not a first team all ACC guard coming into this season. And he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. He's playing like one of the best guards in the country. Elliot Cadeau settling in. He has 6 assists, only 2 turnovers in this game in 33 minutes. They're getting
Generational. Generational.
relax. I mean, they're getting all types of contributions, and they win this game, and they get 24 minutes out of Armando Bacot because of foul trouble. I mean, 5 rebounds, only 9 points in this game. So it's truly impressive for all the things that were said about Hubie coming into the season and last season and how he had to have a really bounce back year. He's done nothing but answer the call up until this point and honestly go above and beyond. And it's why North Carolina, to me, is one of the more impressive teams in the country. And I would not be mad at anybody for having the North Carolina should be ranked #1 conversation coming up next week.
Whoa.
I mean,
Okay.
all these teams are losing in the top 5. I mean, you have a team that's playing really good ball, wins 3 straight road games in the ACC. If you're making arguments, that's a really damn good one.
Are we making arguments?
I'm making arguments.
I love that we've gone from you can make an argument to are we making arguments?
I've really left you can make an argument in the past though. I know some people might not watch our other sleepers videos, but that used to be like a staple every 4 sentences for me. I think I left that behind this year.
Yeah. So, okay, if I were a pettier version of me, because just for the record, I have faded North Carolina in all 3 of these road wins. My thing with the betting lately has been home dogs are wolves. There's been a lot of home dog opportunities against North Carolina, and North Carolina bucks the trend. They make me look stupid. They keep winning games. They look great. They are a great basketball team. I'm willing to say great, not good. They are a great basketball team. They got talent everywhere. You name the big names. RJ Davis, superstar. Armando Bacot goes under the radar now, especially on this program. Harrison Ingram's such a critical add. I love this team. I love everything about them. I'm going to pick them to go deep in March. With all that said, a pettier version of me would point out a couple things on this North Carolina team as to why I would not rank them #1 in the country. Cart, a pettier version of me would point out that their only great win this season is Tennessee. Home win against Tennessee. Give them credit. They hung 100 on Tennessee, one of the best defenses in the country. You won a game at home like you should. That's really impressive. Pitt might just be really bad. NC State might just be really bad. Clemson, like the Clemson that everybody, Clemson, maybe top 10 in the country. There are 3 straight losses in the ACC. Clemson's a paper tiger, and their coach is pushing Joe Girard. So I give North Carolina credit for handling business. They did that, and they did it decisively in all 3 of these games. They've been clearly the better team. Great teams should beat bad teams. I think that's what North Carolina's done. But the pettier version of me, Cart, will point out something about this little 3-game win streak. Pittsburgh, in the first win, shot 5 for 29 from 3-point range. Not so good, right? Not the greatest thing we've ever seen. The next game, Clemson, they shot 1 for 18 from 3-point range. The next game, NC State shot 2 for 21 from 3-point range. At a certain point, I know it's defense, it's great defense, but at a certain point, teams aren't going to shoot historically poorly against you. And things might look a little closer if a team could make more than 15% of their shots from three against North Carolina.
Right, but also at the same time, to go with my petty onto petty petty to you, it's not like North Carolina is playing that well offensively, like shooting performance wise. They're really not shooting the ball all that well. They're really winning these games on the defensive end. And yeah, I get it. There was, especially in that NC State game, I would say that NC State actually missed some pretty good looks. The game was there for the taking for NC State. And then they realized they're NC State and they realized their center looks like he ate me twice over. And that really affected them. But defensively, I just think that they're really locked. I would give more credit to the defense than the teams just having poor shooting, especially because poor shooting teams shoot well at home. That's the thing. Like, even if a team is not that great at shooting, they always shoot better at home. So the fact that they are getting these teams to struggle at home, I think goes a little ways.
Yeah, I think they just keep rolling sevens. That's what I think they're doing right now, which is great. Like, don't get me wrong. I've been at a craps table with you before, and I've seen you cooking. Like, you want to be with the guy who's rolling sevens. You want to do that. I still don't know the rules to craps. Maybe you don't
I was
want
just gonna say you don't want to roll sevens in crap.
Okay, so you don't want to do that, but Carolina's rolling whatever you're supposed to roll, okay? And they're like, they're elbowing dude. That's like, yeah, you that boy, you that boy. Like, that's what's going on. Hubie's got the goods right now. I think they're going to play a team that just makes a lot of shots very soon, and things will look a little differently. With that said, their next 6 games, Cart, are Syracuse at home, Louisville at home, at Boston College, Wake Forest at home, at Florida State, at Georgia Tech. They very well may win all 6 of those games. So, look, they're the class of this conference. I think it looks pretty clear at this point. They're the best team in the ACC. I think they should win the ACC as long as they handle business against Duke. I think they will win the ACC. Like, I don't mean to diminish how good North Carolina looks. I just do think, like, these should have been closer games. Being like, oh, they blew these 3 teams out. It's because none of these teams could hit a shot. They didn't get 0 open shots in this game. They couldn't hit a shot.
Can I say one thing about that though?
Yeah.
I got North Carolina at winning the ACC, but I will say this: Duke is starting to scare me as a team.
Mm.
Duke's improving, and they're starting to scare me a little bit. Now usually that leads to them letting me down and slapping me across the face, and then I realize it's Duke. But right now they got the right formula, I think, going on over there. So it'll be interesting. It sucks you got to wait so long for that North Carolina Duke game. That schedule you just read out from North Carolina, bad look for the ACC. But the Fighting Louisville Cardinals, sneaky team now, I guess.
Sneaky win.
But
Shout out to our boy Sky. Yeah, apparently the right formula for Duke is just play Pitt and survive against Notre Dame on the road. Like, we believe in Duke now because they were in a 1 possession game with Notre Dame at Notre Dame.
dude,
That's
I do. Shrews is tough.
okay.
Shrews is tough
Yeah,
for crib.
I don't know about that. The one thing from this game, because I feel like we've done all big picture on Carolina. The one thing from this game that I give Hubie credit for is they just kept putting DJ Burns in pick and roll defense situations. Riley Davis, shout out Riley, it had a tweet where he was like, "This is symphony" or something, music to my ears, when somebody cut together 2 minutes of video of them putting DJ Burns in pick and roll guarding situations. And Cart, I don't mean to be too disrespectful here because DJ Burns is a good offensive basketball player. He's a horrendous defender. He was a liability on both ends of the court in this game. But what it felt like to me, you tell me if you saw something different. It felt like North Carolina was picking on the fat boy a little bit.
Yeah, this was definitely borderline fat shaming by the Tar Heels, and I'll never be an advocate of that. But also at the same time, you got to do it if Keats is going to put that guy on the floor. And it was tough to watch. Like I was trying to throw the aforementioned white towel at my TV screen because I hate seeing another hefty sized gentleman get attacked like that, and I can't do anything about it. If I was in the stands, I would have ran out on the floor and said, "Stop the fight. This isn't fair." But yeah, but like you said, that's what the coaches do. They find what they find where they can expose the other team, and they expose it. And I didn't mention this, but I do want to just get this before we do wrap this. Harrison Ingram had 19 rebounds in this game,
Yeah.
14 defensive and 5 offensive. What a great ad by North Carolina.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be loud in the offense to impact the game, clearly. And that's good because I think a lot of guys that are prestigious, high profile transfers do, right? Like you come in, honestly, compared to Dalton Connect. Dalton Connect needs to come score 22 points in order to make his presence felt on a game. And Harrison Ingram's the opposite of that. And you can debate which one is better. But Ingram, to me, like he can score 20 some games. He can get you 19 rebounds some games.
Ingram might be the most impactful transfer in the country. No, it's still like Dickinson though.
Yeah, up there. I
But
like the
like,
argument for
straight,
Ingram.
but like you said, like straight impact. Like he's on the floor, he's going to impact the basketball game.
Yeah.
I think you could make that argument.
Yeah, he does it all. And as Riley said, he's an impact interview as well, which is really, really important. So, yeah, the last thing for me on the DJ Burns stuff. Listen, man, I've coached high school basketball. Not that it matters, but I've coached it. And I can tell you, when there's like a mismatch you want to pick at, there's ways to do it respectfully, and then there's ways to do it disrespectfully. And if you're picking on it disrespectfully, there's honestly nothing wrong with that. That's like, especially in college, like if you find a mismatch you could be disrespectful about, go ahead and exploit that. With that said, like there used to be ones where like I put a bad defender in a bad spot, or like I know we got a one-on-one, we're just gonna ISO that to death. We're like, I'm doing it kind of quietly, I'm working it into the action. And then there's one where it's like the whole game plan all week, and all we talk about is Fat Boy can't guard us. And then like we kill him in the first half. And then like you can't tell me Hubie had these boys in the locker room at halftime being like, Fat Boy can't guard us. He can't guard us. He made everyone in that locker room one by one discuss how the overweight man could not stick with them. That's what I saw from this game. And ultimately Carolina emerged. It was only a 2-point game at half. It felt like a huge blowout in the second half because of them exploiting that matchup. So Kevin Keats, by the way, I don't believe in him. I just want to make that known.
Neither.
I don't believe in him. And when they kept like cutting to a picture of him and they would show his haircut, I don't believe in him.
Yeah, I'm out on Keats.
Yeah, 11 losses every year or more at NC State. He has never had a top 40 Ken Pom finish in his career. Lots of like 41 to 70 range finish. I don't know, man. I don't see it with this program right now. But shout out to Carolina, taking care of business. Sooner or later, I will start betting on you instead of against you, Tar Heels.